Just seen she got it on El Casey and Chicago. Hello again, All-Star Wrestling on the air. I cannot believe it, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on to your hats when you hear this news. In light of previous happenings, the incredible Hulk Hogan has gone to the promoter and has asked for not one, but two men. Those two men are World's Heavyweight Champion Nick Bockwinkel and Bobby Heenan. And the Hulk has got those two men here in Chicago in the same ring at the same time. And Hulk, I cannot believe that. The professional wrestling world cannot believe that.
Let me tell you something, Gene. I am sick about what happened here last time in Chicago. It makes me sick every time I think about it. Bobby Heenan and Nick Bockwinkel, I've got you right where I want you, and I'm going to pay you back for what happened last time. The people of Chicago were there. They saw Hulk Hogan with his hand.
I'll tell you, Hulk, I can understand. Now, Hulk, I can understand your disappointment, but, you know, that is part of professional wrestling.
Let me tell you something, Gene. I'm so upset I can't even think about it right now.
I know it.
I've got him in the center ring, Bobby Heenan. You're going to pay for what happened. I am the people's champion. They saw me beat Nick Bockwinkel repeatedly. Minute after minute, I had him going. I had him right where I wanted him. And when I had that taste of victory in my mouth, when I was ready to clamp down on him and take it all home, Bobby Heenan, you interfered. And this time, paybacks are due. Paybacks are due. I've got Bockwinkel and I've got Heenan. They set it up. The promoter saw justice should be done, and it will be done this time in Chicago. And you know something, Mean Gene? A few times around here, when the champion was hurt, the belt was handed back to the man who deserved it the most. And everybody knows who that is. I'm the people's champion. I had Bockwinkel beat. And this time, Bockwinkel, when I hurt you and you can't go on any longer, they might see fit to put the belt where it belongs and where it'll look the best. I'm the people's champion. I'm the man who should be at the top. And I'm going to prove it time and time again.
All right, I still can't believe the incredible Hulk Hogan going after two men simultaneously. Those two men, Bockwinkel and Heenan, part of the great card here in Chicago out at the amphitheater. One you certainly won't want to miss. We're going to be back following this. Fans, you've just seen high flyer Greg Gagne in action. You know the Hulk is going to be going against two men at one time, Bockwinkel and Heenan. Now the big news that it's going to be the high flyers back in the ring here in Chicago against Sheik Adnan El Casey and Jerry Blackwell. Gentlemen, I think the fans really need an explanation.
Well, we don't like it. We are forced back into this situation, defending these belts against a team that doesn't deserve it. You know, they've fallen. They've done everything possible to get where they are today. And by golly, we're tired of it. We have to put these belts up against a team that has been bought. I can't believe it.
They break every rule in the book to win a match. And then the promoters and the championship committee have the audacity to come back and say we have to step back in the ring with them and put the titles on the line. We're not afraid of this team. Don't get us wrong. We're not afraid of Blackwell and Sheik. We know we can beat them. What we don't like is the way the officiating's been going and what Blackwell and Sheik have been doing to win their matches. Now you two step in the ring and you're coming after this title. Well, it's going to be the battle of your lives. You've had some tough matches before, and you may not think the high flyers are much, but we're going to be buzzing and stinging you like you've never been stung before, and we're going to let the air out of that big fat man and send him back to Iraq with a poker.
The wink link is the Sheik.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a bit of intensity coming from the high flyers. Now, Baron von Raschke out at the amphitheater. Ken Patera, the strong man, your opponent on the big upcoming card.
Part of the Black and Blue Express. Well, a few weeks ago, if the people remember, it was Herr Patera, the strongest man in wrestling, who took it upon himself when my back was turned to run my head into the post and scar my face. Well, Herr Patera, you may be the strongest man in wrestling, but that doesn't make you the strongest wrestler. Step in the ring and face the claw, face to face, man to man, flesh to flesh and bone to bone, and we will see who walks away from the ring, Patera.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday night, March the 20th at the International Amphitheater. Tickets available in advance at all Ticketron locations. It is going to be a barn burner. There's more after this. Fans, you've just seen Bobby Duncan and Ken Patera, part of the Bobby Heenan family. They are the Black and Blue Express. Bobby Heenan himself and the world's heavyweight champion. Bobby Heenan, all of a sudden, I still can't believe it, Hulk Hogan to go against Bockwinkel and yourself simultaneously.
You can't believe it. How do you think we feel? Now, if a man wants to wrestle 2 men or 3 men or 5 men, if he wants to wrestle, then we'll wrestle. But this man doesn't want to wrestle. This man is not even a man. He's not even a human being. He's 6'8", 350 pounds, and all he wants to do is wipe the floor and the mat and the parking lot with my carcass and his. Or you can put me on the shelf and lay me up. I can do all my managing from a phone. But this is the heavyweight champion of the world.
This man has said he was not able to become the heavyweight champion of the world, so now he's crying the blues, and he has said to many people, it has been fed back to us, all he wants to do is that if he can get us into the ring, and if the champion is hurt, then he naturally wants to believe that he is going to be given the title.
But
it's
why?
going to be handed to him because he can't beat anybody. The man told you he's not a wrestler. Now, come on, get with it.
Every minute of his life in a gym, in some place with a bunch of little skinny guys lifting weights all day. He gets in the ring with the champion of the world, and he's outclassed, outmaneuvered, outmuscled, and outfought by me, and he can't take it.
He has said that if I hurt the champion, then they'll have to give the championship to me.
It's possible.
Well, that's what he's saying. He has said it to many people. We have heard
do you
it.
think
He said
he's
it
thinking
in
it?
public. So what is he telling you? He's telling you, I want to go in there and I want to hurt somebody. I want to hurt the world's heavyweight champion, and then they've got to give the championship to me. His thinking's absurd.
wait a
but
minute,
the fact that we've got to step into the ring with this guy, and he has no intention to show you any wrestling ability.
You should
Come
have
on, get
thought
with it.
Thought about that the
You
last
think
time.
he cares about winning a match? You think he cares about getting his hand raised? All he wants to do is leave the champion of the world and myself laying in the middle of that mat, maybe on our way to some hospital.
I have never
The man can't
seen
control his
Bobby
emotions.
Heenan and the world
The man
champion
needs to
himself
be restrained.
in this frame of mind.
He's jumping in the ring
I
constantly.
can't believe
He's
it.
shooting off his
Chicago,
mouth,
get
and he
ready on
wants
the
to put his
20th at
hands
the
on me.
amphitheater. Stay tuned for more exciting action. Did you hear Buck? Wrestling fans here in the Windy City, we're going to get you back up into the ring for more exciting action in just a moment. Gentlemen, come forward if you would, please. Jerry Blackwell, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Sheik Adnan El-Casey, Baghdad, Iraq. The High Flyers, who, by the way, just happen to be the current tag team champions of the world, Jerry Blackwell.
Well, that's according to who's looking at it. That's according to who's saying who is the world tag team champions. As far as I'm concerned, the Sheik and myself are the world tag team champions. We beat the men. And now what do we got to do? We got to get back in the ring one more time. But that's okay, boys. I know we left y'all a little worse for wear. And this time, we're going to leave y'all a little worse for wear. But not only that, we're going to walk out of the Windy City with the world tag team titles in our hands. We're going to go to O'Hare. We're going to get on a Learjet, all fueled up and ready to go to Baghdad. And we're going to step off with 8 million people waiting. Open arms for the world tag team champions. Sheik Ayatollah Blackwell and Sheik Adnan El-Casey, the two Sheiks.
Well, I'll tell you that, of course, a little premature, wouldn't you say, Sheik?
In the name of His wisdom, as my brother Sheik Ayatollah Blackwell said, there will be 800 million Arabs celebrating, dancing, chanting, champagne in our private jet all the way to Baghdad with crown as the tag team champion of the world. And now, also, Genie, come on! Celebrate! Show your respect! Show your respect to my brother!
I just want to say one other thing. You know, everybody said I sold out to the Arabs. Well, that's not true. Just because I'm going to be one of the richest men in professional wrestling. Just because I've got 19 other ladies in my house. Just because I'm going to have big limousines and jet planes. Everybody else is jealous. That's the reason they're saying it. Because they didn't have the ability to be chosen.
Well, I don't know about that, man. I really don't. I do know here in Chicago.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Jerry Blackwell to go against the High Flyers. It promises to be something else out at the International Amphitheater. Really. Chicago wrestling fans, you've just seen Evan Johnson in action. Tito Santana, come on in if you would. Tito, the big card coming up on the 20th. You're to go against Big Bad Bobby Duncombe, the Big Texan.
That's right. I wanted to whistle anybody in the Whistle family, and I picked Bobby Duncombe. Bobby Duncombe, you're great when you can double-team somebody, right? Well, now it's going to be me and you one-on-one. Cobarde pagarás. Te voy a decir a toda la gente mexicana que este mexicano puede contra cualquiera de ustedes. Y te voy a hacer que pagues. Te garantizo a ti y a toda la gente. ¡Arriba!
All right, thank you very much, Tito Santana. By the way, fans, the 20th, it's a Saturday night out at the amphitheater. The Hulk Hogan to go against two men simultaneously. Those two men, Heenan and the world champion, Nick Bockwinkel. And gentlemen, the Black and Blue Express, involved in single matches. You Big Bad Bobby Duncombe to meet.
Well, I'll tell you something. One thing I'm hot about my managers in the ring. You understand, Mr. Hogan? They can't. No way you're going to put Bobby Heenan and Nick Bockwinkel, the heavyweight champion of the world, in the ring. That's wrong for one thing. I don't care how Santana runs around here with his Mexican blood boiling. You understand? I don't care if he wants to take me on. That's great. I'm right here, brother, and I won't be running. If you want to get a little revenge on my body, we're going to find out in big Chicago town, brother, how great you are. I understand he is one of the greatest Mexican wrestlers in the world today. I'll give him that credit. But, brother, in Chicago town, it's a different story. They're dividing and conquering the family, they think.
All right, now, Ken Patera, you have got your hands full with none other than the Clawmaster, Baron von Raschke.
You know, I've been squeezing a few melons, too, Baron von Raschke. I think my claw hold is every bit as devastating as yours ever has been. But I'm not going to use my claw hold. I'm going to use a hold that I made famous, the full Nelson. It's called the swinging neck breaker for your little bit of information. Put that in the back of your head and just think about it. Think about it and continue thinking about it, because once I latch that onto the back of your neck, pick you up and swing you 10, 15, 25 revolutions, and then put the squeeze on you, your neck and your spine is going to sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies early in the morning. Snap, crackle, and pop.
Bobby Heenan.
You remember one thing, and you tell this to Hogan. Bockwinkel and I have to be in the ring, right? But also in the amphitheater is members of my family. Let him rest with that thought.
Well,
we'll be there.
We'll
be in the amphitheater
by Bobby Heenan. Saturday night, the 20th. Tickets available in advance at all Ticketron locations. Get ready, Chicago. Here in town, the big one. Saturday night, the 20th. We'll see you there. Back here next weekend. You've just seen Big Bad Bobby Duncombe in action. Hello again to the Windy City, Chicago. Here we go, All-Star Wrestling. And coming up next Saturday night, out at the amphitheater, 8:30 p.m., that is Saturday night, March the 20th, a tremendous All-Star Wrestling card. Tickets available in advance at all Ticketron locations from top to bottom. It is some kind of a card indeed. Ken Patera, Bobby Duncombe, the man we've seen in action, and the man that put them together, Bobby the...
Now, there you go. Now, how many times do I have to tell you and these nitwits in Chicago here? The name is Bobby the Brain Heenan.
I didn't say anything.
Mr. Heenan to all you people. I get off a plane at O'Hare. They got a sky cap there. Let me take your bags, Mr. Weasel. A cabbie. He's driving the cab. Whistling pop goes the weasel. You got 10,000 white suckers sitting in their seats out here, stuffing popcorn in their yap, and they're chanting, Weasel, Weasel, Weasel.
You're becoming paranoid, Bobby.
Well, what would you do if I stood here all day and yelled, Shorty, Shorty, Shorty? I'm getting tired of it. I've got to concentrate on a match. I got a guy out there that's 6'8", 340 pounds, wants to tear my head off. I got the world's champion with me as my partner. We got to protect him so he can defend his title down the road, so this Hulk Hogan will get his filthy hands on us. And these people are chanting Weasel. I've had it with Weasel.
All right, Ken Patera. Just all of a sudden, Baron von Raschke, the Clawmaster, Saturday night out at the amphitheater.
That's right. You know, we were in a six-man tag team. It should have been an elimination type of tag team. And that way I could have eliminated you right away, Raschke. But you were nothing but a thorn in my side all night. Every time I got something synchronated with my tag team partners, you were there. Every time I was going for a pinfall, you were there. Every time we were going for a victory, you were there. Well, I'm sick and tired of you. You're nothing but a goon, and I'm going to get rid of you once and for all.
Big Fat Bobby Duncombe, the talented Tito Santana.
Well, I'll tell you something, Mr. Taco down there, Clay probably tiptoed across the Rio Grande and says his home's in the great state of Texas. I'm from Austin, Texas, partner. You might say this is going to be one super revenge match, brother, to show the dominating man of the entire world today. We're going to leave him laying out there on
From the
Taco.
Lone Star State, a couple of great matches from top to bottom. I must say, I am impressed with the efforts.
Did you call me Weasel?
No,
I heard you say I was a weasel.
I never said that. We're going to be right
Well, you
back.
think I'm a...